All right, ladies and gentlemen, how the hell are you? Chronic Chris from AsgardRadio.com, hanging out here Sunday Fun Day Shop Talk International with Troy E. Anderson. Hanging out with us today, Alicia the Hurricane and Robert from the band Sleep Signals. And
What's up, guys?
oh, not shit, man. We're gonna let Alicia kick this off because she had a great question.
Hurricane, please.
Okay, so like I was saying, you've had a few crash and burns in these last few tours and you've just kicked off a new one. Do you guys have a new plan of action? Do you have anything kind of, set looking forward now that you've got this experience of we get knocked down, we get up, we keep going, we get nicked down. Like a football game. You get tackled, you get up, you keep going, and you score and score and score.
Yeah, I mean, I've never heard anybody put it that way, like a crash and burn. I guess it was pretty like literal.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
we literally have had some crashes and burns. Like our we were in a pretty bad bus wreck in 21, and then back in like 17 or 18, we had our van exploded and caught on fire and like literally exploded. So those are two like literal things that have happened to us.
Right?
But yeah, I mean, we do try to be like more conscious when we're on the road now. Try to do like a little bit more day driving where we can and that kind of stuff. To be clear, the wreck was not our fault. A semi driver fell asleep and hit us. So it was nobody in our camp doing something wrong. But yeah, we definitely, like I said, we try to drive more during daylight hours where we can and that kind of stuff. We used to just always travel overnight because the band goes to sleep and we have a driver that drives overnight, and it's we wake up in whatever city we're going to play in next and go to the gym and do all the normal life stuff before we go to the show. But yeah, I mean, as far as like the shows themselves and everything go, I think like we've definitely seen like a lot more support coming out to the shows and stuff. Like I guess we try to we try to be really positive dudes, right? Like in general, like in life in general. And we're always looking for silver linings in bad things that happen. And I think that one silver lining coming out of the wreck is we really have seen a tremendous increase in support for the band from the people that follow us. Like they know what we've been through. A lot of people are familiar with our story. And now that we're releasing some new music, about the wreck and about the recovery and everything, we've just had like such an outpouring of support. And these people come out to shows and they're singing every word, and it's just it really means a lot to us. It really does. So yeah, I mean, I think we've seen a pretty good bump in our numbers and everything as far as shows go and stuff on these last couple tours.
Yeah, I was watching when you guys were doing the live feed for Friday's show, and you can see it in the audience, the love and the support. It's there, it shows.
That's awesome. Chris, what do you want to say to the man?
Well, the last time we talked, you guys had just had your accident, and you said you were having trouble sleeping on the bus. Has that gotten better, or?
It gets better with certain things that are legal in some states and not in others. It's so it depends what state we're in, I guess, whether that is getting better. But no, it really hasn't. It's something that we all deal with. We try to do what we can to kind of help with that. But no, I mean, like everybody's still really experiencing those issues. Every time you hit a bump, every time you swerve a little bit, or every time you hit a rumble strip or anything, everybody's kind of like jumping up in their bunk and it's like, oh, like, but sorry. But yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I'm getting some weird talking coming from somewhere. But
yeah, somewhere.
Yeah, but we did try to make some improvements to our bus and stuff. We added some some kind of catch nets kind of things in our bunks, you know, so if the bus were to roll again or something like that. We're in a different bus now, but obviously because the other one isn't on the road. But you know, in this bus now we've put like some roll nets and stuff to try to, you know, keep people in their bunk. We just try to be a little bit more safety conscious.
Now, that last song you had on Facebook, one question right there, it looks like it's at 20,000 plus, and like about 25,000 soon. How are you getting your numbers up? How are you promoting this? Is this a promotional of a song for YouTube and then put it on Facebook? I see that you're gaining a lot of momentum, a lot of popularity quickly from some of these songs. Is it intentional, or is it, do you have a good promotional team? How are you getting the word out there?
Are you talking about Means? Is that the one for the Means video?
One of the videos seem to be doing very well.
Yeah, so I mean that one's been out for a while. You know, that song actually came out in like 2020 or 2021, I believe it was. But you know, it's kind of resurfaced a lot lately just because it's about life on the road. That song was written about life on the road and all the sacrifices that we make, and you know, like we don't see our kids grow up. We don't see our, you know, we don't get to spend time with our significant others. We don't, you know, there's a lot of sacrifices that we make when we're on the road. And you know, there are that's what that song was really about, and it kind of took on like a whole new meaning, you know, like after the wreck and everything. So I think that's kind of like the main reason for the increased popularity on the song. It just kind of represents who we are as a band, and you know, what all really what all touring bands go through on the regular. You know, so I think that's, I really honestly, I think that's the main reason for the kind of jump in popularity with the song now. But a lot of fans, you know, like I know y'all been sharing a lot of stuff. I appreciate that. A lot of folks have been, you know, really, like I said, just getting behind the band, getting behind the story. You know, people believe in the band because we're out doing what we're doing after everything that, you know, we've experienced. And I think everybody has those kind of stories, those personal stories, you know, where you get knocked down and you get back up again, and it's relatable, and it's, you know, it's something, you know, we can connect with people on a new level with, you know.
What allows the band members and the team to have this never say die attitude? What would you say? What is the difference, or maybe what is unique about the team you have that allows that to occur? What allows you to keep on driving for striving and thriving kind of aspects? I mean, how do you keep on motivating yourselves when you have all this tragedy and now you're in the driver's seat? So you want a lot of shows this year. It seems like you guys are putting you up for goals or something. Did I hear almost 100 shows you guys want to do this year? Is that about right, or am I wrong?
Yeah, so this year we've already got about 90 dates booked through July. So we're actually trying to target more like around 150 dates this year, but we'll definitely play at least 100 shows this year. Festival season's coming up and everything in the summer. We've got a few festivals that will get announced on soon. And you know, we'll have to do a lot of connecting dates over the summer. So hopefully we'll get, you know, at least 150 dates in. We just went back to radio with the new single that dropped on Friday. So, you know, anytime you're going to radio, especially as an independent band, we don't have a label doing anything for us. We don't have that big label budget behind us. Everything's out of pocket. You know, radio is expensive. You know, we have to be out on the tour supporting all of this stuff. And, you know, as far as, you know, the first part of the question, you know, as far as you know, what's keeping us going and what's driving us, I mean, it's really just a credit, you know, to all the individuals in the band. You know, like I have to give all my dudes, you know, props for that. Like it's a testament to the strength that all of us have as individuals and the brotherhood that we have within the band. You know, like everybody wants to make sure that we didn't go through all this, you know, all this bullshit we've been through. It can't be for nothing. Like we need to make it count for something. And I feel like it's made us hungrier than we've ever been because we can't let this all have happened for nothing. Like if we just hung it up, everybody would, you know, we'd have to live with that for the rest of our lives, and nobody wants to do that. So it's just it's kind of like almost in a way invigorated us a little bit, you know, like it's it's driving us to want to be more successful.
So in a way, just a follow-up question real fast, if that's the case, would you say that you guys have gone past the point of retreat? You have to go forward. You have to fulfill the destiny of at least this year's tour plans, correct?
Yeah, I mean, we're not stopping with this year either, man. I mean, this is like we're just getting started. This is the beginning of a whole new story, and we're just getting warmed up, and shit's gonna get real exciting here pretty quick. So,
Hell yeah.
Motivation, Chris, of course.
Well, he mentioned festivals, and he is right. Festival season is coming up. Stay tuned to AsgardRadio.com for your chance to win tickets to any of the Danny Wimmer festivals, Sonic Temple, Incarceration, Louder Than Life, Aftershock, Welcome to Rockville. Yeah, we got the contest and the giveaways for all those festivals and events. And sleep signals when you guys get back on the road. Don't be afraid to check out AsgardRadio.com, Asgard Connect, where we have a whole network of people that will let bands hang out at their house, get a place to sleep, home cooked meal, shower, do some laundry. So you ain't got to fork out the money for a hotel room. Because like you said, independent bands are doing it out of their own pocket. And any way we can help you save some money on your tour, we're going to try to do that for you. Because I'm also working on getting a network of auto shops that enjoy music that maybe want to help bands out, and if something goes wrong with their tour bus or whatever, they can get them fixed up and on the road at cost, or
right. And that would be a big one too. I mean, just so many of the breakdowns that go on in the touring, that's a big part of your cost right there. When that happens, it sucks.
Yeah,
it is. Like, I know, like we spent like $4,200 just on this tour in repairs and stuff before we even got out on the road. So it's like when you start a tour down $4,200, that does a lot of damage to your pocketbook.
Right.
So
right.
I did see you guys did announce a counselor calendar on your page behind on your background. So that lists all the shows coming up in the next, couple of months or 3 months or so?
Yeah, so we've got 2 legs of this tour announced so far. The Sinking Ships tour. The first leg is running, now through beginning of March, and the second leg is running April through I believe maybe like mid-May. And then we're working on some more dates right now as well for the third leg of the tour. That'll be like June and July. So basically by the end of July, we'll have hit most of the United States again, continental United States anyway. Yeah, we've like I said, we've got already about 90 dates booked, and we're still working on more. So it's going to be a busy year.
I just want to say thank you for adding Boise. I was kind of nervous we weren't on there at first, and then we like popped up. I was like, yes.
Yeah, Boise is going to be a really fun time. We really loved coming to Boise. It's really hard to get venues there for whatever reason. We're back at the Shredder again for this one, but
Sweet.
yeah,
that's one for it. I mean, honestly, with all the ones I work with, Justin, he's got a lot of heart and soul in that venue, and that's when it comes to the Revolution and the Knitting Factory, the family part has just kind of fallen apart since COVID and changing hands of ownership and all that good jazz. But when it comes to the Shredder, Justin's been solid all the way.
Yeah, we really look forward to coming down.
Awesome.
But no Kentucky dates.
No Kentucky.
We're working on it, man. We are working on it. Like, I don't know that we'll be directly in Kentucky, but we're working on something right on the border. So,
oh, Nashville or Evansville would work too.
We'll be close, I think, to you. Yeah, I think you'll be happy.
I gotta ask you for one day. particular for us in Asgard, for Shop Talking for Asgard. You know, on April 2nd, we're going for the world's record again for the pros on April 2nd. Will you be available or you be busy on that Sunday?
I have no idea. You'll have to
Well, we
hit
have
me up after, and I'll take a
130
look.
artists, I believe. That's a we call a segue to you, Chris. Can we tell everyone about the con one more time?
Actually, on that day,
Yeah.
they'll be 2 days out from Spokane, Washington on their tour.
No shit.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
in between shows.
They'll
so.
be in between shows.
There you go.
Wow.
You know my schedule better than I do.
You were talking about the tour and I pulled it up here and I still got it in front of me.
Well, if you could enlighten the folks again on our YouTube channel, what's going on April 2nd?
It is Asgard's 13th birthday, so we are going for a world record to see if we can interview 113 artists in 13 hours.
Wow. That's a
So-
lot. We broke the record last time at 56 to 63 or 60, right? So we're doubling the record. We're almost tripling the record. Oh, we're doubling it. We're definitely doubling it.
Well, I don't know if we're gonna be able to get that many artists in
It's
that
just a push.
time frame, but I know the number we have to beat, so we got that.
We got that. That's easy.
Yeah.
You just want to double it. You want to make it it's impossible for anyone else to do this.
Right. I want my record to
You'll be like,
stand.
You
I
can't
want
go to the restroom for 48 hours.
I want our record to stand for a minute.
All right. That's talking to you, Howard Stern. Love you.
Well,
Anyway.
I don't think Howard Stern even tried for this record. I don't
think anyone really has, besides maybe some people from Europe.
Well, yeah, because the kid I gotta beat, I think he's
he
over
from
there
Europe?
somewhere, either in Europe or in the
From
Middle
Europe.
East. I can't remember.
This is more of a Europe thing. See, I hate to say, but Americans are more of the actuality of what they can accomplish and what they can't. And this is one of those harder things to do because you got to actually connect with a lot of people. I'm sorry, but this is a hard racket to get even 10 people on, let alone 113 or 130 in a
Right.
day's time. Some people call that impossible, but we did it on the first of this year on New Year's Day. Got 60 plus.
That was wild.
Beat
Yeah.
the record. And you know what? It was just me. I hate to say it, a little bit, Chris. I hate to say it, but it was mostly me.
That was all you, man.
Well,
You
good.
just
And I
just
helped
kind
him.
of started
Like-
going and were a little bit unstoppable there.
Like 150. What are you talking about? 150? Probably 200. Questions is 5 minutes for this, right? That's all we need.
So you got the
sorry.
tour coming up, you got the album coming up. You guys are going to be busy as hell this year, huh?
Very busy,
Yeah.
it looks like.
Yeah, like I said, like
Signal-
trying to hit 100.
So I have a question.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
When you're all crammed in this bus touring on stage, you're like in each other's space. What do you do to decompress? Because you know the mood's got to go up and down, and there's got to be somewhere to break away.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not able to live with the rest of your band in a 200 square foot space for weeks at a time, you can't do this. It's like you have to learn to coexist and get along. And everybody kind of, we all kind of understand each other's quirks and everything. To be honest with you, I'm kind of like the asshole. But everybody kind of like understands and knows, like that my intentions are good. And, if I'm barking at somebody or something about something, it's probably for a reason. And, I have the best of intentions when I'm doing it. I just maybe sometimes don't deliver it the best way, so we just all kind of like understand each other, that understanding is there. And it's something that you build over time, chemistry, that you build playing with the same people for a while. And, we just coexist, you know.
Right on.
Very, very cool. Well, one point I wanted to make in this interview was all the songs you got. Is there a difference, like especially with the number of members you have in your band? Is there a difference between what song everyone wants to pick, or is there a lineup aspect of where you put your songs in? Is it different because of the different crowd? When do you decide on your lineup for your songs? How do you determine that?
Do you
And
mean
not by
like
that,
do you
you
mean
just throw it
live
out.
or
Yeah, and you just throw it like, hey, we're gonna play that song, or what is it already prearranged like weeks before? Like we got this set order of these songs up for this song, line up for this show. Is it on the fly, 5 minutes? Okay, we want to play this song because Dude Man doesn't have the
Hold
guitar.
on ahead.
Well, what is usually the apparatus? How you do it? What is the thinking process? Are you just gonna make up the sheet that night, or you already got it prearranged?
yeah, so I mean, especially because you know, we have we play with a click track, you know, that runs our lights and everything. Everything is pre-programmed. You know, we can't really like just change things on the fly. So you know, we do pre-production before we go out on tour, and we spend a lot of time together figuring out what our set list is going to look like. And we play a pretty similar set list most nights while we're on tour. Sometimes we'll add a song or cut a song or change it up a little bit. But for the most part, you know, we have a pretty good idea of what we're going to be playing before we actually get on, you know, to you know, on the road at all. And you know, as far as deciding what we're going to play, it's a group consensus. You know, but it's driven by, you know, it's driven by a lot of business decisions. You know, like it's at the end of the day, it's a business, and you know, if we're, you know, for example, right now we're going to radio. We just dropped a new single on Friday. Obviously, we're playing that song every night. You know, like we have to play that song every night.
Right.
It's a
Right now
go-to
we're
song.
playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just we're releasing another single in a couple of months too. So we've been playing that one on this tour as well. So you get 2 new songs from us if you come out on this tour. It's and that's really exciting. You know, that's exciting for everybody. Everybody always wants to play the new songs just because they're new, and it's fun to play the new song. You know, so yeah, we got to mix in all the you know, the popular songs and everything in there too. So.
There's a lot of chemistry and debate, I imagine, with this pick you had to make. And you say it's already organized before you get on. It's already programmed in the computer, so to speak. You got a light guy. What's usually the format for that for your show?
Yeah, so that's why we don't have to have a light guy, is because we program it all ourselves into our tracks. So
I like
everything runs off of a click track. So you know, we're able to program via DMX and you know, via USB hub that runs all of our lighting and everything. So it takes all of the guesswork out of it, and we can make very intricate, you know, light scenes and stuff like that you know, really correlate well to the music.
So you guys are actually kind of like that kind of band that actually doesn't mind automation. If you can have a light set up that's automatic, ready to go by a program, click, ready to go, it's all good, you know?
Yeah, and to be clear, like, I mean, we try to do as much live as we can. It's not like we're not like playing to like a track that has all of our music on it, but you know, we're a modern rock / metal band. We have a lot of programming, a lot of synths, a lot of strings, a lot of background instrumentation on our albums. And you know, obviously you want the crowd to hear those things. So it's not just guitars and vocals, you know, like we still want to be able to have all those pieces. So that's you know, and this is the way that you know, I remember like who was it? Somebody canceled some shows because somebody stole their laptops or something, and everybody was in an uproar about like, oh, you guys suck. You can't play without a laptop. It's like, well, you don't understand. If you think that way, you don't understand. Like all modern bands are playing to a click track and a laptop. It's just how it works. Like that's all your lighting cues, all of your, you know, like even our guitar switches, like we don't have stomp pedals. We don't, like, our guitars change from tone to tone. Like if you go from a heavy part to a clean part, when the guitar changes, we're not stepping on a box to do that. It's all automated from the laptop. So we're still playing and we're singing and we're still performing. It's just, you get all those little tasty ear candy things with the synth parts and the strings and all that stuff. And we don't have to worry about stomp boxes and running wires across the stage all over the place. And we don't have to have an LD with us. We have all of our lights programmed to our backing track, doing exactly what we want them to do, exactly when we want them to do it. And it's the way of the future. And
actually, it's a good way of doing it. It is a good way of doing it. I'll tell you why. One thing I've known as an artist, I've been doing this for 35 years myself, just sound, light, artist, singer, bass player, whatever. What I find, and this is probably what I remember in the past, I'm glad that we have the automation, is you defeat the sound issue of feedback and bring up the volume all the time. If everything's pre-made, you don't have that 20-minute delay of I need this, I need this, I need this.
Yep.
That's gone. It's already pre-ready to go. Like the pre-sound check is good 3 hours ago, or wherever it was. And that's cool. And I like that because as an audience member, when I was looking back in the 90s or even the early 2000s, we still had a lot of sound guys and light guys that didn't know the hell they're doing. And they made the artists sound like crap. And when you're trying to get out, pressing like Roadrunner or somebody of a higher nature to get you on a big tour back then, one bad show could have called it quits and it wasn't even your fault.
Right. Yeah, as far as like that's a whole separate part of it too, like your audio and your sound and everything. And we're DI, direct input, like everything. Good. So like we don't have amps, we have helixes. So it's like it's all digital processing. We're still playing the guitars. That's what like lots of people don't get. They're like, wait, you don't have amps? Like, are you really playing the guitar? And it's like, yes, it's through a digital processor versus an amp. But it's the same level every single night. So like we don't have a bunch of stage volume making noise, feeding back in our microphones. You can hear our vocals because we don't have amps blaring into our vocals. The only stage volume you have is the sound of your pick hitting your guitar strings, which obviously is not very loud, your vocals, and your acoustic drum set. Like that's the only stage volume that you have, and it makes it so much easier for our front of house guy to mix, because he shows up and he's got a pre-built scene in his mixer, and all he's got to do is make some little adjustments for the room and we're good to go. Like we're the easiest setup and tear down on earth because we have 2 road cases with all of that equipment in it, and it's all self-contained. It's all in our ears. We don't need any types of wedges on the stage, monitors on the stage. It's all in our in-ears. And it's just like, if you're in a band and you're not doing it this way, you're missing out, because it will make your life infinitely easy and easier. And
there, I got you, and I believe that. Hurricane, to make his point, and I've noticed this before, is it true in some shows they put fake backgrounds like speakers and stuff, even though they need a smaller speaker or don't need that many speakers? Do they sometimes they try to germinate a feeling of 25 years ago, yet they're doing it by their means? Do you see that in shows sometimes?
I've seen that here and there, and it I don't know how I feel about that, because if you're going to use a stage prop,
I
don't want to look at a picture of it, put it there, I mean, the actual speakers and amps and everything, the way that feels to the person watching as it just moves through the body is one experience. But when you see this and you're expecting this, oh no.
That's art. If you're depicting something that's old, like for instance, if I had an old radio and everyone knew I wasn't playing, but I was like looking like I was like, hey, I'm listening to this radio. And I got my audio is on, my PA guy's doing, you get that feeling. Like he's listening to the radio. It's not really on. It's just it's a prop. Right. But it's fine.
It's not the same. No, it's not.
I hate to break it to you though, that like in 2023, anytime you see that big wall of amps behind the band, there's nothing coming through it.
Exactly.
That's people. That shit is fake as hell, but everyone believes it.
Right. Let's put up some, like, and this is, just something, just throwing it out there. But if you're going to use a backdrop, maybe get creative with it. Throw some, like, I don't know, band art or fan art up there on a drop. Go for
Yeah.
shit. Go for a
No, they're
picture
not doing
of
what
a
the
speaker.
Europeans are doing, and this is because of permits. They take the fire to 11 as much as the music, and you know this from Sabotage to Powerwolf, including
Yes,
Pressure.
indeed. Yeah, you got to be in their face and ready to go with that. You can't just be shy and timid when it comes to any part of the music industry. I mean, you'll get run over and
I'll give them credit though. They're on a time belt, so they can't screw up, and that's you're putting yourself on a tightrope, and I like it. I like the challenge. I like the attitude. That's how a good band plays.
right.
That's my compliment to Sleep Signals.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that is actually like a thing too. Like that's maybe something that a lot of people don't understand is like our show is completely screwed if somebody falls off of that click or like screws up. Like, so you almost have to be better to be able to play like that, because it's not just feel and you jump back on with somebody.
You're on a tightrope. You're on a tightrope. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And there's no net.
There is no net, but you can always fake it to make it. Get back to that chorus.
I was gonna say.
Get back to the chorus. Get back to the. I'm a singer. If things go bad, always go back to the chorus. God,
Yes.
God, fake it to make it.
Just don't stand there looking stupid and lose the whole set.
You do it on purpose, like Pressure just said in the last interview. Yeah, I meant to do that.
Right?
Yeah.
I was just testing you.
I was just seeing where I could go with this, see if I could take it to another level.
Exactly. Gotta do that. See, that's the difference with Shop Talk. We're not the TMZ type. We're like the opposite. We're any way we can motivate our artists when we have them on, so we can build them up right before they rock and melt the faces off of their audience.
Right?
Well, also they're kind of scripted. We don't do a script. We just say whatever we feel.
Those podcasts are like, I don't want to blame Joe Rogan. Hey, Joe Rogan, he's high all the time, right? Right? Ain't no fake people. He's supposed some good weed. Yeah. Though I did like the interview.
Didn't he come out with his own strain too?
Let's throw a weak question, more of a higher level for this band. Let's ask Robert a question on podcast. What did you think? Did you know about this? Joe Rogan interviewing Elon Musk and Musk smoking weed on his podcast. What did you see that, or did you like that, or what do you feel about that when one of the richest men in the world smoked pot on a podcast well known to the whole world? Robert,
I didn't see it. I didn't hear about it. But, I mean, no, I never heard about it either. Like I must live under a rock or something. But
any YouTube you see with Joe Rogan and Elon's literally taking a fat doobie like the size. I don't know. You've seen it, right, Chris?
Yeah.
He got high.
They got a big old fatty.
That's cool. I mean, like
way big. Like he wasn't just playing. He was right in that thing, like all the way through. I mean, that's Elon Musk, dude. That's Tesla, dude.
And that's the kind of stuff, because there's still people out there that stupid fucking stoners, fucking slackers, ain't gonna amount to shit. Fuck you, dude. Look at fucking Elon Musk and Joe Rogan and I'm pretty sure fucking Steve Jobs and Bill Gates and Steve Wozniak, I'm pretty sure all of them done sat down and burned a couple.
Well, Steve Jobs, who's passed on, I know in the Chronicles probably did, and a few more. The most important thing is he made fonts for us to enjoy on Apple. And if it wasn't for him going to font school, we would never have fonts. We would be and we are now, Chris.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I mean, some of the most productive minds of the 21st century right now are people who smoke pot on a regular basis.
Now, what do you think the clinical trial saying that weed develops your brain cells and doesn't decrease it? Do you believe that's a possibility, Chris?
I think anything's possible.
Okay. Hurricane, any questions for our guests?
Offhand, no. I'm
lost in words again.
I'm lost on the building the brain cells and not killing them. And
see, this is what we're talking about entertainment, man. I'm not saying I'm going to retire Howard Stern. I'm just saying it's time to consider other occupations for the man. I would golf with him while interviewing him at the same time with probably jackasses Stephen O with me. And I have no problem with that guy trying to light my nuts on fire while I ask him a good question. Seriously. This is the new way of media. We got to be ready for stuff. I'm telling you, Hurricane. Tell Warner Brothers that. We're ready.
Get off
We're
your
ready.
asses.
We got 113 or whatever artists to put on 13 hours.
You need to quit buying everything out and get back to the creative and originality production part, you know.
Maybe she should listen to Sleep Signals and figure it out. Robert?
Right?
What do you think? You think the audience needs the sleep signals?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah. And approved his band perfectly. Yeah.
Well, and I'll tell you what, you can find them. I'm pretty sure all the other DJs have it. But yeah, we got Sleep Signals here on Asgard Radio. Shit. I'm sorry. I'm fucking.
Out there,
I was gonna say you look a little toasted.
Could be the weed and a little bit of
I'm trying to find the music I know I have. I can't find it. Where the hell is it?
And this is what a DJ does when he breaks 7 different ribs while still smoking some good herb.
Yeah, I got.
Hey, he's out there. He's doing it.
He's doing it.
Hey, all I'm doing is sitting in the chair.
Than any other talk show, the guests could ask us questions. So, Robert, any questions for us? Please ask us away.
No, I don't have any questions.
We're not food questions.
You put me on the spot, man.
No, man, first spot, man. You question us.
Yeah, like no, you're the first. I've done a lot of interviews. I think you're the first interviewer that's ever asked me a question or asked me to ask you a question. I don't
that's
know.
what Shop Talk's different. We're artist based. Right. I'm a singer. She works for or has worked with Warner Brothers and Roadrunner. We're all actively in the music community, so we're not really. I'm a journalist in training, so I ask questions because I took school in journalism and took college courses. But in all actuality, I'm a singer and an artist that's dealt with the COVID, and I found that the best way to support other artists was to support myself and support others. So it's kind of like a continuation of trying to just but build an alliance for other artists, because obviously even Hurricane would admit that the corporations are lagging on that respect. Right, Hurricane?
Oh yeah.
A lot of the corporations,
they've done taking a bench. That's all I can say.
So it's up to us as artists to form the reform.
Yeah, if we're gonna get anywhere, that's just plain and simple the way it's gonna work. If we don't throw in our pieces and start moving, those guys are too busy buying out the old stuff that they know is gonna make a buck, and then they're gonna put it in a vault and then bring it out and sell it for a buck and then put it back. And that's not the way that the industry should work. I mean, it's a fluid machine that needs to keep going and going and going. You can't do this and then, oh, this is all you get. You got to back up and you know what I mean?
You should use modern technology more. Anyway, we got about 5 more minutes. Robert, anything you want to talk about with your fans? Anything you want to throw out for compliments or any kind of things you want to get to before we say goodbye today?
I'd ask everybody just to go check out our new single that we just dropped. It's a really important song for us. Like I said earlier in the call, it's
One Life.
It's about
there it is.
Yeah, One Life is the name of the track. It's it's about everything that we went through with the bus wreck and coming back from that, and the rehab and 18 months that it took us to get back to doing what we love to do. And the song is really near and dear to us. And we are going back to radio, like I said. So anybody that can help request that song on their local stations and the internet stations and Sirius XM Octane. All those things are really difficult for independent bands because we're up against the big label, big money bands. For those precious couple little slots, so, just check out the song, stream it, the Spotify numbers, the YouTube numbers, all those things really matter. People, industry people study those numbers. They're looking at those numbers. and it just really helps us get the songs, out to all the radio stations and everything. And we're just, we love being an independent band. We want to stay an independent band. We just don't want to go the label route. It's just not interesting for us. And like all y'all are our record label, so it's just hugely important for us to continue our growth and development and everything, for people to request the songs, share the songs, and then I'll also add to that, we try really hard to answer every comment, every message we get. I'm sure a lot of them fall through the cracks because we're super busy and it's hard to get all of them because they come in so fast. But please reach out to us. Come out and see us at a show, shake our hand. We don't go hide in the green room every night like a lot of bands do. Like we're out in the crowd, hanging out, watching the other bands, supporting the other bands, meeting people, taking pictures with people. Like we love the fan interaction part of it. And, again, that's part of the label thing too, right? Like we can't do that if we're a label band. Like,
Yeah.
they're going to say, nah, you can't, you got to go hide in the green room and make these people pay you, $200 to meet you. Like we're just not it's not something that's interesting to us. We have a meet and greet and stuff that we do before the show, it's a little more official kind of thing, but like we love meeting anybody at any show. All you got to do is come talk to us. So shoot us a message on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or whatever. Just come talk to us. We want to get to know people. That's why we do this. It's our favorite part. We just love to engage with people and interact with people.
Yeah,
Hurricane,
and you want to do 100 shows this year, you got almost half that booked. I'll be looking for you coming to either Nashville or Evansville. Anyone got anything else to ask? Where you guys playing tonight?
yeah, where are you playing tonight?
We're in Wichita, Kansas tonight.
Yeah, good friends there.
Woo!
Friends there in Wichita. Man to Trotter, just a shout out to my man to Trotter. One of my producers actually got my album done a long time ago. Well, actually, one song with it too.
Oh, okay, yeah, Kansas, and then you're going to be in Missouri for 3 days, Illinois, Michigan, Indiana, back to Illinois, over to Des Moines, Iowa, Nebraska, Colorado.
Damn, it's a lot of show. They're really going to hit that 100 mark, I think. It's like we're going to hit the 113 plus.
Well, they got 40 days booked so far, so I think they'll get it.
I
We
think they
have
will
90
too.
dates. We have
90 days,
90 dates booked so far. They're
Oh,
just not all
shit.
announced yet.
Okay, I was going to say on this first and second leg of this tour, I see 40 days booked.
Yeah, they're going to get there.
So,
Hurricane,
hell
any
yeah.
last words?
I think she dropped out.
We lost the Hurricane. Well, can't always have all the time.
But
Well, at least
all
it ain't
right,
raining where you're at. So, guys, have a good one and good luck and be safe out there.
Yes, everyone. I am Chronic Chris of AsgardRadio.com. Hanging out with me for Shop Talk International, Troy Anderson. Today we're talking to Robert from Sleep Signals. It has been a blast. If you're in the Wichita, Kansas area, check their shit out tonight. Check them out on Facebook. Check out the tour. Follow them. Buy some fucking merch. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, we will catch you guys later. Remember, keep your fucking horns up. I love you all. I'll see you next time.